Namaskar Bandhura. Hi friends. Today we are going to learn about some more verbs. We have already covered khawa, dewa, newa, chawa and pawa. And today we are going to learn about gawa, which means to sing, and shoa, which means to lie down, but can also be used in the context of sleeping. But like technically the verb means to lie down. So Gawa and Shoa might seem like two very different verbs, but since they have similar endings, they will follow the same type of conjugations, and hence we are going to learn them together. We have seen this slide quite a few times, but worth repeating. Verb forms change with the subject, they change with the person, first, second, or third. They change with the degree of formality, but for now we are only learning the semi-formal version. They don't change with the number, singular or plural. They don't change with the gender, male or female. For the simple present tense verbs, the endings for I and we uh, is E. For you, both singular and plural, the verbs will end in O. For third person, he, she, or they, verbs can have two endings, either I or A. We have seen these verbs before. I'm not going to go through each one of them again. Just one thing I want to mention here. If you see the root forms, all of them end in awa. Khawa, dewa, newa, chawa, pawa. All of them end in awa. And hence, all the verbs will follow similar conjugations for the first, second, and third person. And in the last slide, we talked that for the third person, verbs can have two endings, either A or I. Now, if you note here, all of the verbs will end in I. Khai, dai, nai, chai, pai. So, if the root form of the verb ends in awa, the third person verb will take the ending of I. So these are the negative forms of the verbs, very simple. All for all verbs, just add na after the verb and you get its negative. It's applicable for all verbs. So let's start with today's first verb, gawa, which means to sing. To get to the first person, from the root word gawa, we will subtract the wa sound and add e for the first person, o for the second person, and I for the third person. So it becomes ami gai, amra gai for first person, tumi gao, tumra gao for the second person, o gai, ora gai for the third person. আমি গাই, আমরা গাই, তুমি গাও, তোমরা গাও, ও গায়, ওরা গায়. Negatives are again very easy. Same universal rule, just add na after the verb. So it becomes আমি গাই না, আমরা গাই না, তুমি গাও না, তোমরা গাও না, ও গায় না, ওরা গায় না. Let's have a look at the second verb for today, shoa. Now, shoa technically means to lie down. Many times it is also used in the idea of sleeping, but sleeping has a different verb. Um, and shoa technically means to lie down. So, for example, you can say that I laid down but I couldn't sleep. So, technically, it doesn't mean to sleep, but it can be contextually used in the idea of sleeping. I think this is like we use lie down in English also sometimes to indicate that we are going to sleep. So it's there's a similar kind of distinction in Bengali as well. Okay, now the root form of the word again has wa at the end. So to get to the first, second, and third person forms, we will subtract the wa from shoa and add e, o, and I. So for the first person, it becomes ami shui, amra shui. Second person, tumi show, tomra show. Honestly, I couldn't find a good way to represent the pronunciation show with English vowels. So I just used O dash O, but pay close attention to the way I am pronouncing it. So it's Tumi show, Tomra show, and for the third person is O shoy, Ora shoy. For the negative forms of the verb, again very similar, just add na. Ami shui na, amra shui na, তুমি শোও না, তোমরা শোও না, ও শোয় না, ওরা শোয় না. Let's have a look at some examples. আমরা গান গাই. We sing songs. আমরা গান গাই. আমরা গান গাই. The word for song in Bengali is গান. But you can also hear things like this. একটা রবীন্দ্রসঙ্গীত গাও. Now, গান is the general word for song. Now, Robindra Sangit is a specific type of song. It's a class of songs written by Rabindranath Tagore. Uh, so, if people are asking you to specifically sing one particular type of song, then you can hear things like Ekta Robindra Sangit Gao. Ekta Robindra Sangit Gao. Like sing one Rabindra Sangit. Before we have a look at the different words for songs in Bengali, let me share an experience. There was a video 4 or 5 months back which said Bengalis listen to songs and write songs all day long and don't do any other work. Needless to say, Bengalis took offense at that sarcastic comment. But to the credit of the video, music and songs do occupy a big part of the Bengali cultural scene. So you might do well to note or learn some of the words related to songs and music. For songs in general, we use three different words in Bengali. Those are gan, geet or giti, and shongit. Now, if we want to point out a particular class of songs, let's say movie songs, so we use the general word for songs and add a qualifier to that word to specify the class. For example, for movie songs, we go for the word cinema gan. Now, cinema, as you can understand, is a English word, but we apply the Bengali rule of making the noun into a possessive by adding r to the end of the noun. So, cinema in the possessive form becomes cinemar, and we add the general word for music or songs to the end of it. So, cinemar gan. Modern, the word for modern, it's adhunik. So modern songs is adhunik gan. Now one caveat here, adhunik gan is not modern per se, because this class of songs refer to songs from 1950s, 60s, 70s. But since that was the golden age of Bengali music, the term Adhunik Gan is reserved for music from that era. Now there are also very famous composers of Bengali songs, and it might also be possible that the class of the songs take the name from the name of the composer. For example, Nojrul Islam. Songs composed by him are known as Nojrul Giti. For songs composed by Dijendra Lal Roy, the class of the songs is known as Dijendra Giti. Now, it also can be used to denote a song for a particular type of emotion. For example, Bhakti Giti is used for devotional songs. The word Shongit can also be added after the name of the composer to come up with the class of songs. For example, Robindra Sangit are songs composed by Rabindranath Tagore. Now, there is no really rule why it is called Nojrul Giti, Dijendra Giti, and Robindra Sangit, but this is more like traditionally those are the names for those classes of songs, so we just use it. And Shongit can also denote the type of songs, in the sense that Jontro Shongit is instrumental music. Now Bhakti Giti we saw is devotional songs, but in case i- if we take a subsection of devotional songs meant for goddess Kali, then we use the word Shama Shongit. So what I'm trying to possibly point out here is we can take you should remember the words Gan, Geet, Giti, and Shongit, and if you see those words being used as a suffix for a particular phrase, then probably it is referring to some class of songs. Of course, in some cases, those words can be used interchangeably. For example, for folk songs, we can either say Lok Gan or Lok Giti or Lok Shongit. Finally, for the twist in the tail, there are some words which are used for songs, but they do not contain the word for songs. Those are the ones in the last two lines. Uh, First one is the class of songs. These are Indian song types of Indian songs. Kirtan, bhajan, ghazal, toppa, thumri. You can also add English classes of songs like hip hop, jazz, blues to this, and you will not you will not add Gan, Giti, or Shongit to those as a suffix. And also, there are some composers whose like songs composed by them do not take on the suffixes Giti or Shongit. Those are Ram Prasadi and Atul Prasadi. So the name of the composer is Ram Prasad. The songs written by him are referred to as Ram Prasadi. The name of the composer is Atul Prasad. Songs composed by him are referred to as Atul Prasadi. Um, so, a lot of words, a lot of classes of songs in Bengali, but to make things easy, at least remember Gan, Giti, and Shongit. If you see this being used as a suffix word in a sentence where you have reference to a song, you can understand that you you, you are being told about a certain class of songs. You can ask for clarification if you do not understand that word. Couple of more examples. Ora gan gaina. Don't they sing? Ora gan gaina. Ora gan gaina. Okay, sing a devotional song with emphasis. If I want to give emphasis, sing a devotional song, please. Or sing a devotional song, no. Uh, so in that case, the sentence will become Ekta bhakti giti gao na. Here, the na is not a negative sentence. Pay attention to the inflection in the voice. Ekta bhakti giti gao na. Ekta bhakti giti gao na. Okay, so the voice goes up, so it signals something other than a statement. So in this case, this is a emphasis. The na at the end will emphasize the statement. It's not a negative sentence. It's a positive sentence with the emphasis. Very important statement. We use it all the time. I will lie down for 5 minutes. 5 minute shui. 5 minute shui. 5 means 5. If you want to increase the time to say 10, you can say 10 minute shui. 10 means 10. 5 means 5. So 5 minute shui. You lie down over there. We can use shoa for sleep as well, but technically it means to lie down. তুমি ওখানে শো. You lie down over there. তুমি ওখানে শো. Again, pay attention to the way I am pronouncing show because I couldn't do justice with the spelling. তুমি ওখানে শো. তুমি ওখানে শো, তুমি ওখানে শো। They don't rest in the afternoon or they don't lie down in the afternoon is ওরা দুপুরে শোয় না, ওরা দুপুরে শোয় না, ওরা দুপুরে শোয় না। You don't lie down here. So this is just wanted to make clear that this is not an instruction. This is more like a general statement in the sense that you generally don't sleep over here or you generally don't lie down here. It's not like an instruction that you shouldn't lie down here. That's like the verb used will change form in that. This is simple present tense we are learning. This is not the instructive form of the verb. Okay, so you generally don't lie down here is তোমরা এখানে শোও না, তোমরা এখানে শোও না, তোমরা এখানে শোও না। Okay, let's have a look at a slightly more difficult example. So we will start with the basic block আমি গাই, I sing, subject plus verb. What do I sing? আমি জাতীয় সঙ্গীত গাই। জাতীয় সঙ্গীত means national anthem. So subject, object, verb. আমি রোজ জাতীয় সঙ্গীত গাই। Every day I sing the national anthem. So subject, timestamp, object, verb. আমি রোজ স্কুলে জাতীয় সঙ্গীত গাই। Every day I sing the national anthem at the school. আমি রোজ স্কুলে জাতীয় সঙ্গীত গাই। So you will see what we learned in the first lesson. The subject remains towards the beginning. The verb always is at the end, and all the objective words like where, when, what, all of these words will fit into the middle of the sentence. আমি রোজ স্কুলে জাতীয় সঙ্গীত গাই। So till now we have learned these verbs খাওয়া, দেওয়া, নেওয়া, চাওয়া, পাওয়া, গাওয়া, and শোয়া. So all of these root verbs have awa in their endings. So all of them will follow similar conjugations. So if you find a new verb which ends in awa, the root word, then it will also follow the similar sort of conjugations. I honestly cannot recall any exceptions as of now, but if there are special cases, they will be very few for this sort of verb group. So most cases, you can just be sure that if the root word ends in awa, it will follow the same conjugations as the verbs we have practiced. So today's lesson name Ami Banglaye Gan Gai is a patriotic song by Protul Mukhopadhyay. It's a relatively new song. It was composed only in 1994. Before we get on to the song, I just wanted to point out a nice wordplay which is there in this composition. So you can see there are three words which I have underlined in the song. So Bangla can refer both to the place Bengal as well as to the Bengali language. So in the first instance, it refers to the Bengali language, and Banglaye means in Bengali. In the last instance, the Bangla refers to the place Bengal. So Banglaye means in Bengal. So the first one is in Bengali language. The last one is in Bengal place. And if you change the last letter from I to R, it becomes a possessive. So Banglar Gan, so means Bengal song. So which means it's a song about Bengal. So the song goes like this. Ami Banglaye gan gai, Ami Banglar gan gai, আমি আমার আমিকে চিরদিন এই বাংলায় খুঁজে পাই। So for today's homework, you have to tell me what is your favorite Bengali song. If you have heard of any Bengali songs, if you haven't heard of Bengali songs, then you have a GK question. Uh, there are two countries whose national anthems have been written in Bengali. Find out which are the songs and who are the composers of those songs. Here is today's word list. You can come back and have a look at it whenever you need to. Thank you for listening in, and we will meet again. Everyone stay well. সবাই ভালো থেকো, আবার দেখা হবে।